And we're live once again. Anthony Romeo coming to you. Wise up, folks. We are so blessed to have another fabulous guest with us. Today, we have two people from Great Lakes Case and Cabinets from Pennsylvania, US of A. Golf clap, golf clap.
There we go.
We have Sean Cronin, Northeast Regional Sales Manager, and Bill Santucci, what is it, Irish, right? Irish.
Yeah, sure.
He's Director of Product Development. And though he's Irish, it doesn't matter what ethnicity here at WiseUP. We welcome them all, because I know there's people out there who's going to say, do you believe he talked about the Irish? Whatever. So listen, folks, over the last course of 2 seasons, I can't believe that I'm saying that, WiseUP has bringing quality manufacturers, consultants, engineers, owners, reps. Why? Just to listen to them? No. We're talking to you, and we're coming to bring their product set solutions to tell you where they came from, what they're doing today, and where they're looking to go to support data centers, office space, maybe, who knows, retail market or your home office. Now, these two gentlemen come to us today from Great Lakes Case and Cabinets. They are bringing a lot of different, I would say, when you talk about metal fabrication, it doesn't excite or entice so many people, but there's so much that goes behind it, and that we kind of just goes over our heads and we don't think about. But from a security standpoint, from a product workflow, I mean, just thinking about the verticals. Bill, as a product development manager, what excites you to come to work? Is it the paycheck, or is it really, something that is developing at Great Lakes now? I mean, be honest.
I appreciate it. No, actually, what excites me is, meeting new customers and solving their problem, being the person and company that can eliminate their headache with some new widget or some new cabinet design and a new product that we're working with that solves their problem, and see the solution that they get and make them happy. That's what makes me happy and makes me proud to work at Great Lakes. I've been here 24 years, and that gets me up every day, is actually meeting a new challenge. And when the phone rings, I do get excited to see what's on the other side to solve a problem. So, and that's really the nutshell of Great Lakes.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. And Sean, you're just here for the paycheck, so I'm not going to talk to you about that.
No, I enjoy the challenge. I enjoy the challenge.
I'm sure you do.
No, I enjoy looking. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So where are you coming to us today? You're not in Pennsylvania. You're in New York, right?
I am in New York. I live in Rockland County, about 25, 30 minutes north of Manhattan.
Okay. So prior to being at Great Lakes, where were you? I know you didn't do 24 years at Great Lakes, and you're not fresh out of college. So
no, I've been in the industry even before Y2K kicked in. So yeah, I've been around for a while. Worked for a couple different manufacturers. Worked for a couple integrators, and before this, I had a very long run with a very well-known PDU manufacturer that's out there. Now it's owned by Vertiv. It used to work for Geist, and I was the Northeast Territory Manager. One kind of saying that I came up with in going through, and as we discussed kind of the challenges or what excites me, Great Lakes now, like Geist was able to do, build customization and custom PDUs. I used to ask the question, what is your dream PDU? Or right now I can say it, what is your dream cabinet with the PDU? So That's what I get excited about and going after.
No, so what I'm hearing right now is we're agile, we're nimble, we're able to put the customer first in mind rather than just show up with a catalog and say, choose A, B, or C, and that's it. You're giving them options, right? So
Correct.
How long has Great Lakes Case and Cabinet been around in Edinburgh, PA? It's quite a,
Started in 1984, 85.
Yeah.
And it was still a family-owned business. And that mentality of service, and basically we treat the customer much like we would want to be treated ourselves. And it stems from the owners all the way down to the assembly people, to where we take a personal pride of knowing that this product is solving an issue.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the
So-
white glove service
Every year.
that we like to provide is what we really is. I mean, the customer service is second to none here. You're going to call, you're going to get a live person no matter what you do. You need, I always offer up the services. Bill doesn't always appreciate it, but I always say, hey, if you need, I can bring my engineers in. You can beat them up, ask them any questions or ping anything. They would be happy to help and help you build what you need.
Well, you know what, as far as how today is relevant to where we are, different story of service. I work till 5 o'clock. Our assembly people kind of leave at 3:30. They start at 5:30 in the morning. Our inside salesperson called me and said, Bill, can you help assemble a cabinet? A customer called, they needed 5 cabinets. They only ordered 4, and now they need another one. And they're sending a guy with a truck on its way from New York City to come and pick this up so they can do their install. They ordered wrong, the wrong quantity. They said, sure, I'll go over and I'll build it myself, no problem. And
that never happens.
yeah. And what happened was, so it was now at 5:45, 5:45, and I had another guy actually, put his fork down, came back, and we tag teamed this cabinet, put it together after hours. And a guy in a pickup truck showed up, and we got it all shrink wrapped, loaded it up, put it on the cabinet. And he said, hey, thank you very much. I understand this, this, and this. We're very happy that you guys were able to get this in our hands today because this cabinet is going to New York City, getting loaded with equipment, and then it will be at Arlington National Cemetery in one of the facilities, along with those other cabinets that we already bought from you guys. They're all going to be installed in less than a week. So you guys saved our butts on this with this, stepping up and getting this back in our hands. Because we put a tarp on it, we loaded it in his pickup truck, and basically patted him on the back and kind of sent him on his way, and he was gone that night. But just so you know, that type of service is really, where he goes, no one else would have helped us on that.
Yeah, hands down, that's commendable. Honestly, I'm not, blowing smoke up here. So from a geographic standpoint, being that your, main manufacturing facilities in Edinburgh, PA, what's your geography? What's your scope that you cover working with authorized distribution partners out there? Just anywhere and anywhere and everywhere, or?
Well, worldwide, we have a manufacturing facility in Budapest, Hungary, just south of Budapest, Hungary. We have another distribution and sales office in Dublin, Ireland. We have another warehouse in Miami. Another one, a full size of sales and distribution and assembly in Reno, Nevada.
Okay.
Our main corporate headquarters here. So we actually pride ourselves on taking a personal phone call from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. East Coast time.
Oh, yeah.
So everything rolls over. So you call a number, on East Coast at 7 o'clock.
It switches over.
You're going to get a real person. And actually we've done that to where we've actually shipped product from overnight from Reno back to the East Coast and solved that problem even after hours. So, and that really comes down to that as well. So that's our geographic footprint. And we ship into India, into China, actually a large credit card company that we deal with. They actually ship back into China, which is a nice feather in our cap. So kind of like doing it.
So basically what Great Lakes Casing Cabinets was manufactured in the 1980s, it's the same thing today and nothing has changed, right?
Wouldn't that be nice? Well, no, it wouldn't be nice at all. That's no
No. Innovation.
We make new products daily. Over 40% of our products are customized to some degree, where there's a different handle cutout, there's a different height, there's a different widget, there's a different bracket to hold a special piece of equipment that's not even, 19-inch rack mountable just yet. And so we will make some sort of different type of airflow, a lot of custom chimneys, a lot of custom ductwork going into the cabinet, exiting the cabinet.
Right.
So we do a lot of different things like that.
I've had a couple instances already that for the airflow, we've been able to go and improve on an existing cabinet or something that was in place where the customer was seeing heat or having issues, just by adding extra fans, deflectors, different things like that is what I've come across. And we've already solved this for these customers and they're thrilled.
And why do you see as an industry airflow being such a crucial factor, as far as, from your perspective? I mean, you're not creating any active components. What's the deal? What's the benefits?
Well, the benefit from what we make and what the service that we can bring is solving someone else's issue, where actually a large UPMC out of Pittsburgh, we partnered with them, got their whole data center. They had one piece of equipment that their vendor could not change the airflow, and they were all ready installed, cabled, fibered, and up and running. And then they realized the airflow was the wrong way as they installed it on the back. They kind of knew it, but they didn't think it would be that big of an issue. It became an issue as the density of these, 120 cabinets became too much. So we actually went back down, walked through them, the data center with them, and came up with a directional baffle and how it actually still maintained the integrity of the hot and cold air inside the cabinet. And then we made flexible ductwork to where it could be installed while keeping the data center live with flexible ductwork going out the top. So I made
kind of an important thing, right?
Yes, no downtime, solving their problem and being, able to be installed by myself or any of their techs. So I went down and trained them, showed them how it worked. We went through one or two revisions before it solved everybody's issues. And then we made a couple different variations, and now we're, it's a reverse airflow switch baffle, but it has flexible ducts going out the top that still maintains their hot aisle and cold aisle with the containment that we did for them as well.
And again, to all our listeners out there, you're listening to WiseUP. It could be streamed on Apple iTunes, Spotify, and/or Anchor. We're talking with Bill Santucci, Director of Product Development, and Sean Cronin, Northeast Regional Manager, talking about how great Great Lakes case and cabinets are and what they're offering, the versatility, flexibility. Bill, you pointed out a good thing that I kind of wanted to talk to you about, both you and Sean. So some products out there, or some manufacturers out there, whether it be metal fabrications, like what you're bringing to the table, training. What's the simplest way to describe what you offer from a training standpoint as a company?
Okay, well, what we do with our variety of products, we have a high-end security panel, privacy panel product as well. And what we've done, we'll actually have the contractors come up, or we will actually go on site and build it at their warehouse and actually have them build it with our instructions and go through and kind of certify them so that even their customers will see, yes, we have already went through and had them trained by us. So there'll be kind of certificate of training.
It's like white glove service right there.
Oh, definitely, definitely. We've done that numerous times. Data center cabinets, it's not too hard. We'll actually, roll the cabinets in and install, a couple of things of easy non-active equipment. But as far as training of our installers, either we'll have them up to our warehouse, and we have a dedicated photo studio and assembly area here and testing facility here, and we'll bring them up and kind of have them go through 1 or 2 days, because we love talking about our products. We love, training. Yeah. And then we also will go on site and help them with them.
And is there a cost associated to what you just described, other than purchase of the material?
There is a cost, and I would say the cost is absorbed by Great Lakes. We rarely, because we want to partner with whoever is installing our products, so that we really absorb that cost. I have yet to know that if we charged anyone for that type of training.
Right.
If we have, if we're on their list of being, trained and certified, then that's our cost that we're willing.
And from, the world that we're living in today, in more than 180 countries has been impacted by COVID challenges, right? And we're kind of not only COVID fatigue, but Zoom fatigue, with all these conference calls back to back, on video conference, on the regular plain old telephone. If I couldn't get to your facility, or you couldn't come to me, is there a virtual platform that someone can go to get trained on how to properly do an install of one of your product offerings? And if so, where would that be found?
Well, that would be basically calling into our tech support and then actually setting up.
An actual human. Did you hear that, folks? It's
Actual
an
human.
actual human.
Always, always
So,
an actual.
So that's that 8 to 8 window you could call, and you will speak to somebody, not a robot, but you will speak to a person. Just point that out. So that's a big thing in itself. Now we talked about the data center and we talked about airflow. Talk to me about security, because I've seen a couple of products that Great Lakes Case and Cabinets offers, such as your Seal product, the SEAL Seal product in the data center applications. And from a security standpoint, walk us through the benefits of that particular product or other solutions that offer security for the data center environment, because it's so crucial, the amount of data that's being trafficked through there.
Definitely. Thank you. Exactly. And even inside that same data center, there's always going to be 2 or 3 cabinets that they're basically audited differently than the rest of the IT components. So we do have another upgrade kit that will actually harden the data center and data rack with 3-point latching. The side panels are tamper resistant. Every cable access has, gland plates secured from the inside. So we basically make it a much more secure fortress of your, physical space. And then also the different types of intelligent handles that can be traced back to any audit trail, who was in it, when, how, and what type of physical security does it do. So it's whether it's a badge, a card, a pin pad, some of the new technologies that we're partnering with, that is Bluetooth with the cell phones, because of actually being on site or a tech was there after hours.
Yeah. So you're saying I could pick this thing up, get it the IP address for whatever it is, and give access to somebody that's on site?
Correct.
So you can gain access to my cabinet.
Exactly. But it's a certified secure app that goes to it, and what it does, it actually wakes up the lock, and then the lock actually chimes into a Bluetooth with your phone, and then it actually unlocks it mechanically that way.
Pretty cool
stuff. So we're partnering with that for remote sites, whether it's inside a data center or whether it's even outside on smaller installations where it's just going to be an IDF room or a wall mount that's inside of a point of sale that's above a retail space. And then you have all the different security. So the trend for us, we've been making products for years, but the trend is now deeper equipment, making sure that the airflow and everything else is still mitigated, but then I only have a higher security to deal with. So having the airflow and security, they're always battling, and then making sure that what types of handles can I get in there. So having a product or a cabinet manufacturer being interchangeable with multiple styles of and multiple levels of security, whether it's just a 4-digit combination lock, like a luggage lock, sometimes that might suffice your regulation, all the way up to a 30-day audit trail, or actually when you open it up with the sensors, it'll tell you if the door's open, door closed, if it's locked, latched, who was in there, fingerprint reader, and also if you open the door, then a camera takes a picture of who opened the door. So and that's the different levels of with the financial.
So if I'm to understand correctly, so now you're integrating with any camera out there. It's not like you're not selling the camera, are you? Or you're not?
No, we're not selling the camera.
So
that type of technology is where it's more nested into the customer base, if that's the level that they want. But right.
So, but I'm saying if there's integration that you could open the door, get your camera, get your smile for the camera. You've been caught red-handed, or hey, thanks for showing up when you were asked to go to the site to do the maintenance. I know you were there because I saw you on the camera. And you touched on a couple of things I want to go back on. So I know we spent a lot of time listening to data center applications, the versatility, the flexibility, the hands-on service levels that Great Lakes Case and Cabinets does bring to the customer. But then we started to hear a little bit about the retail space, and Leighton, the POS and what do you got going on over there? What's the product offering? What's the set of solutions that would entice somebody in a smaller retail? Because now we're seeing two different things happen. We're seeing the data center, just blowing off the doors in a good way, due to everybody working remotely. People are building upon their network, and it's expanding on in the data center. On the other side of the coin is, with the office environment shrinking, or to some degree, the retail market has shrunk to a certain degree. But then you have the retail box giant stores like Walmart, or you have your grocery giants like Wegmans or whoever. They too have needs, right? So what do you have to offer them?
Exactly. Well, what we have to offer is another unique solution, and one of them is Kroger, where it is an outdoor NEMA rated enclosure. So we developed it with them as to what XYZ dimensions, how their cables were going to get pulled, how they were able to pre-install a plinth that actually would house all the cables coming up from the concrete pad. So it's an outdoor rated enclosure that's about 4 feet tall, 3 feet deep, that had batteries, their patching, and everything else included in that. It was rated for outdoors, but it also had an intelligent card reader that was outdoor rated, that actually was able to pop a handle, had security sensors on the front and back door. And so they're bringing that out to their retail space, out in the parking lot, or out in their area for Kroger. And wow, it's very impressive on as to what they're specifically doing with it. Still in the infancy. They have about 50 of these already deployed and another 150 ready to go. So we work with them on how to secure it and how to actually get it installed.
And if I'm
sorry. I was going to say, are we inventorying and stocking them for them, Bill?
Yes.
Okay.
So, and that's another service that, partnership, goes along with all this, ties together the service and what we're able to maintain a minimum stock for them. And so we've worked with companies like that, and where we also, so we're able to solve their problem.
Right.
Not getting into too much detail, but it is a high security, traceable handle, high security handle, and it's actually pushing their connectivity out closer to where the customer is. So getting it closer to where the person is really what we're seeing.
Right. It gives that level of ownership, that they could deploy when they need to deploy. They don't have to, wait upon somebody to fly somewhere or go somewhere, or they have that direct access at their fingertips, basically. Again, talking about versatility, flexibility that your company is offering is spot on. If I'm not mistaken, Sean, I think that in the beginning of the year, or I would say in the Americas, when we saw this dreadful pandemic hit, the Army Corps of Engineers and many hospitals were being built out and on the fly. And I know there was some products that Great Lakes was possible, were influential, I should say, in going into these pop-up tents, if you will, these pop-up healthcare facilities.
We had a few opportunities within those tents to, when they first started building out the tents, they were putting them on the white tables and everything was a mishmash. They had to get organized. What we started providing and selling was 3-foot, cabinets on casters, and we were shipping them to the site. The nice thing is that, these products were standards, which we have inventory. And like the rest of our standards, we ship within 48 hours. So that's pretty impressive across the board. But yeah, we were able to provide that, and these COVID tents and the testing facilities were now able to get organized.
And this was something that was staged out like 9-10 months prior to, right? No, I'm just kidding.
No,
No, it was it was amazing that, you know, all
Minutes.
these different things. It was done on that 8 to 8 window, as Bill pointed out before, folks. You're listening again. Great Lakes Case and Cabinets. They're offering a multitude of versatility and security within your data center, your retail space, your office space, and as we were just talking about, the pop-up tents that unfortunately had to be built out due to the pandemic that we're experiencing. So again, Sean Cronin and Bill Santucci was, you know, we are so delighted to have both of you here today and talking to us about Great Lakes Case and Cabinets offerings and the extensive lines that the extensive product solutions that you cover in the various verticals. One thing I would say is we talked about where Great Lakes started, what you're doing today. What do you see on the horizon for, like, you know, there's the colo or data center of today, but then there's the micro edge data center and the data center in a box, if you will. That's what some people are calling it. Are you seeing that hit your world? And if so, what do you have going on?
Well, for the data center in a box type thing, it's going to be more of a, for what Great Lakes provides is going to be the custom racks that are going into those are
Right.
very highly specialized, designed to fit in those racks. We
Right.
did make a couple racks for Compact, came out with an HP came out with those, where it was a rack that was rolled. It had the casters were on the side and on tracks, which we made racks for those. And that's a hit or miss for us, from what I'm seeing. So we're coming up with, we have a couple neat wall mount type products that, you know, turn the 32-inch deep equipment vertically, and so that I can still have 200 or 300 pounds mounted vertically, but it doesn't need to be so much into the retail space or into the closet space, and doing a lot of different things that way. So we definitely do. I mean, we sell, you know, probably 100 full-size data center enclosures a day in various colors, heights, widths, and depths. Co-locations are coming back. We are seeing that to where, you know, we've made multiple even 4-bay co-location cabinets, and then working with power, as Sean was saying, all the different styles of power and custom power, 3-phase power. We're partnering with our company there as well that provides new PDUs for that. So that's, you're going to see that on the Great Lakes new website that's going to be coming out before the end of the year. And we're really going to be pushing that as to a new solution for everybody and having a greater versatility to pick from.
And Sean, I was just saying to the folks that were listening to us on Apple iTunes, they were already commenting on a previous episode that we had, and I can't thank them enough for listening. It's really amazing to me that people continue to listen to this podcast. Once again, folks, we're listening to Sean Cronin, Northeast Regional Sales Manager, and Bill Santucci, Director of Product Development. They're coming to us from Great Lakes Case and Cabinet. Sean, walk us through the customization that you were mentioning before.
I mean, look, there really isn't a ton to discuss on that. It's pretty much, we could, you know, build your dream enclosure. We could build your dream cabinet. It's what do you want? I mean, it's pretty simple. Everybody knows what a cabinet is. I don't need to go crazy. You need it 48 inches deep. You need it 36.
So what are the specialties then? What else is out there? What could you describe to say this is us and this is why you should choose Great Lakes Case and Cabinet?
I mean, look, it's the personal touch. It's, you know, look, we're not a monster multi-billion-dollar a year company. We really take pride in what we do.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. Not yet. We take a ton of pride in it. You get a live person. I mean, it's as simple as, you know, you can reach out to myself. We have simple emails in place that you can reach out to our tech team, our inside sales team, and our turnaround is great. Let alone even standards. People need a rack cabinet enclosure, no matter what it is. If it's a standard, we can ship it out within 48 hours. And then lately, what we've really been doing is we're taking a big emphasis on power. We're getting involved with Power Strip. We've partnered with another Power Strip company, and it's the Power Lock solution by Great Lakes. And what we can do is it's going to be everything across the board as far as power goes, which is really nice. We have some of the higher end power, the 20 and 30 amp. It's fitting into a 2-inch by 2-inch, enclosure. This is saving a ton of space in the back of a data cabinet. So I don't want to go too crazy and too in depth, but it's, just ask and we will listen and
we'll put it into the show. We'll make sure we put into the show notes all the, clickable links so that everybody that's listening out there, if they don't want to look at my pretty face or listen to what we're talking about, they could download all that information. If somebody wanted to go to Great Lakes online, where do they find you? What's the best URL?
WeRackYourWorld.com.
WeRackYourWorld.com. All right.
That's it. Just spell it out and we'll go.
It's definitely a great URL. I love it. WeRackYourWorld.com.
The other thing is what I will add in there, and I'll have a link. It'll be something called orders@greatcabinets.com. That links you to any question, whether product, sales quote, or tech support. It'll get broadcasted into both of those groups, and you'll get an answer shortly.
That's dynamite. Again, talking about customer service, flexibility, versatility that Great Lakes Case and Cabinet is bringing is spot on, gentlemen. I can't thank you enough for taking the opportunity out of your hectic schedule, so I appreciate it. I look forward to eventually seeing and being in a meeting side by side eventually. For now, we're all socially distanced and doing our part, right? So thank you again.
Thank you. Definitely appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, Bill.